Hey everybody, this is Jeff, your GM. Welcome back to the Big Campaign Podcast. I have with me today Jesse and Marshall for a little side episode here as they head off separate from the rest of the party. Before we get into that though, let's start with some lightsaber checks. Marshall.
There, I'm Marshall, I play Keegan, and my lightsaber is a 9. Jesse?
Hey everybody, I'm Jesse. I play as Oswald. I got a 14, which is just high enough.
Alrighty, so as we last left off, you guys were finishing your continental breakfast. You decided that you two were going to be heading into the city to investigate Bishop Alchemy, versus the other part of the party, Fours and Lucius, are going to be heading towards the Gang's Boot. Before you guys head out, is there anything you want to do at the St. Gant Hotel?
Since the mission is coming from whoever Lucius's Amon contact is.
Ophelia?
Ophelia, thank you. We should probably confirm whether we should reach out to Ophelia if we need anything, or if we should route things through Lucius, or what.
That is a good idea.
Because I don't think any of us have ever talked to Ophelia, other than Lucius.
I mean, you guys have the mission parameters. You guys know what you're supposed to get. I don't.
Mhm.
That's because it's through the system as an actual job, not the
Yeah.
off the books find art cop.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. No worries.
Only thing is get the stuff out of the room, redo my bandages, and then we can get on the road.
I'm probably present for at least some of that. I'm not just going to stand by as you're moving stuff and fooling with your bandages.
Actually, I'll have you or ask you, hey, Oswald, can you give me a hand with this? One of these bullet wounds is a little farther back than I can reach well.
Seeing your very sloppy bandages, I will just wave your hands away and say, "Just sit there for a minute. Let me fix this. Just I don't
Okay.
know, read a book or listen to some music or something."
Okay. I've got 3 cuts on my arms from the swords and a through and through bullet wound in my side.
Yeah, I see all that. Yeah, I'm just gonna take all the bandages you did and just like wad them up and throw them away.
Okay.
I'll go scrounge from first aid kit, and I get probably from the 2 hotel rooms together, and I guess try and do a heal check for an hour to treat some deadly wounds, and also fix your bandages.
Awesome.
Awesome. I got a 30 on the heal.
All right, excellent. That's high enough that you get to add your wisdom mod to the amount healed back to get a little extra healing for there.
So that should be a total of 8 HP.
Awesome. Thank you. I am a little over half now.
Don't forget that should also affect your non-lethal, although you probably don't have any since you slept.
Yeah, I don't think I had really any non-lethal. Didn't have my armor on me.
That's right.
So it was just all lethal.
just a whole bunch of bullets and stabbings.
Very well. So with the record packed, after an hour of getting bandaged up, you guys will be ready to hit the road from the Sword Eye District. You guys aren't heading back upon your same route, so you're not cutting south down through the Arferi and then back across the south part of Duskmanter. Instead, it sounds like you guys are heading across the top, so passing by the incorporated areas of Northtown, Middleton, and Southburg. Those are the areas where the Gang's Boot will be taking place, but that's for the other group to find as you guys will start heading back towards the city. You still have hours to go, so what do you guys do?
I mean, normally I would just be like listening to music and just kind of watching the miles go by.
But this time, you can sit in the front.
Yeah. Yep, that's true.
Did you sit in the front?
Yeah, we'll probably do that awkward shuffle thing where it's like I'll get in the back because that's what I'm used to, and then I'll realize that it's really kind of silly because there's like multiple open seats between me and you in the driver's seat. So I'll climb up into the front, and I've still got all my gear on and everything, so I'm like sitting way forward in the seat and blocking your side mirror.
Okay.
But I will put on my seatbelt.
That's good. Based on last night, I see why you wear that thing basically 24 hours a day.
Yeah, I mean, at least before we get into shit, and you know, if I don't know if we're gonna get into shit.
Yeah, things.
You should have known better, though. Like, we parked, and it was dark, and we knew there were security guards, and you're like, "Feh, I don't need that armor."
We were just going to be looking out for a little while. I didn't want to.
When have we ever just been looking out for a little while?
I'm
You
learning
know how
that.
Lucius is.
I'm learning that really quick. You guys get into a lot of trouble, or at least a lot of it comes at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially now that we're doing more stuff than just repoing. I don't know. I get why we're doing these favors, and I get, like, we've got to deal with the whole challenge the company thing, but boy, it was so much easier when we were just repoing stuff.
There have been a lot of extra work.
I guess not. Maybe it's not so much that there's been a lot of extra work, so much as like the stuff we get asked to repo is just really weird stuff. It's not as simple as just, getting the van back from the moon rat. Sometimes it's, hey, can you help us recover this weird otherworldly beast that's gonna turn your leg into Swiss cheese or something.
Okay. That that sounds, I don't know, more
Yeah.
like pest control, animal control.
Yes. I mean, if you ever, this is something I've learned. Maybe I don't know what they teach you in the jungle, but if you're going into a dark room, make sure you look up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
What kind of thing was it?
Like like an inside-out wolf the size of a horse with jelly instead of bones, and it like slaps its muscles up a wall to climb up, and then it bites you and makes you start seeing and hearing shit and start drifting in and out of reality. One of those, like an ember wolf, but not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an ember wolf, but not. Okay. Well, sorry I missed that one.
Oswald will sort of like trail off, like he's reliving the event in his head.
How you holding up from last night, Oswald? Sorry I got a little close with that rocket.
I'm fine, I guess. Did you get close to that rocket? I didn't really notice.
That's good. Um, it
I'll
did get a little
take a
close.
sip of like the shitty K-cup coffee that I took from the motel.
If you didn't notice, then that's probably for the best. But yeah, I got a little close with that. So sorry about that. I will definitely do better in the future. But I didn't get you, so.
Yeah, no, that's okay. And I'll like again. I'm reliving that event. And after like 10 or 15 seconds, I'll finally realize like, oh wait, how was it upstairs? What, you all came down from the hill, huh?
Yeah, we came down from the hill when Lucia said there's the two guys that showed up. The blonde.
I know the guys you're talking about.
Yeah. He said we needed to get in there. We tried to distract them and send them away with Lucius did some sort of spider illusion. But that just forced the other two guys into Brewhouse 5 quicker, so we scurried the fence and made our way over that way.
Oh, I'm glad I turned that off then.
Oh, would you have the cameras and stuff?
No, I was gonna turn the fence back on, or at least like have
yes.
it be cycling on and off.
Yes, I am glad you turned that off and left it off.
You would have thought of something.
Yeah, we had some other options at that point, but
yeah,
get in a groove basically. How was it down in the pits?
Bad. Yeah, it was real bad. There's some spiders down there, and there were people hooked up to machines that were getting taken over by throat worms, and tried to bust them out, and we did bust them out, but they had already been taken over by the throat worms, so they weren't people anymore. So they started chasing us. My eyes are getting like this really like far away 1,000-yard stare as I'm recounting it.
All right.
And then we were running, and then there was those two guys at the front, except one of them wasn't a guy. And then those other things were coming from the sides, and spiders were coming too. And Fours was able to get past, but he was stuck at the top trying to get the door open. I'm trying to distract everybody. There's the guy with the gun. The spiders are getting closer.
And I think that's when we got there.
Yeah, close enough.
Lucius got inside and Fours came out and tackled a guy.
Yeah.
And then we went in for you.
Yeah, because I was on the wall.
Yeah, well, did you get dinged up too much?
He'll kind of like look down at himself like like he hasn't actually assessed it before now. I'm okay. I used up the healing vials in my suit. I'm still, still a little hurt, but I think I'll be all right.
That's good. I know Lucius mentioned a doctor you guys use from time to time. Maybe we can touch base with him after all this is done.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I don't know anything about the budget for that, but I think we've been getting paid at least for some of the jobs we've been doing lately. Not this last one, but well, heck, the one we're doing now, we're getting paid for that one.
Yeah, and I mean, if we can just build a company.
Sure. I don't know how to do that.
In my mind, it works.
Okay. Is that something you did in your last job? Just build a company?
I mean, Carillion militaries. It's all government funded.
Ah,
But we'll worry about that bridge when we get to it, if we get to it.
yeah. Hey, you know anything about alchemical stuff?
Um,
Like,
not.
say we were, wandering around some kind of laboratory and we were supposed to find like important research having to do with alchemical formulas and such. You think you'd recognize it if you saw it?
I've got a bit of experience with explosives and demolition. Not particularly a lot of alchemical stuff, but if it falls in my purview, maybe.
Okay.
But I think this is more
Yeah, me neither.
pharmaceutical related,
Huh. Okay. So are
isn't
you
it? Because it
say
was they were doing
probably?
research for.
I mean, it's Embaro, so probably it's for drugs. Yeah.
Was it Umbro? I thought it was an Amon.
So Amon loaned money to these bishop folks who were working on a formula for Embaro.
Ah, that's it. They're trying to get in with Umbaro. So yes, probably.
Yeah, and we're supposed to go get the research.
Yeah.
There's some main data and a data chip and probably other stuff too, but it sounds a lot to me like we're just gonna try and get as much information as we can, hope that we grab the right stuff and get out.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can like find somebody who works there and convince them to tell us.
Could be. We got a couple days. We can stake it out if we need to.
Yeah. And there's also the checking out Vancing investments while we're down there.
Right.
Do you want to
The
do that?
address should be fairly close, so we can swing by the property and see what's there. If it's just a.
Yeah, I'm super curious about that. I know Lucius trusts Matilda. I don't.
No, I don't know her that well.
I mean, she's fine probably. She's kind of a jerk to me, but I think she's just kind of a jerk to most people.
Gonna say that's the vibe she gives off.
Yeah, but I also think like she's the type of person who's just gonna like put things in motion and do what she can to make things happen for herself and do what's best for her. And I think she's probably willing to maybe not intentionally harm Lucius. That I'm not sure about, but she sure seems willing to risk Lucius's safety and financial well-being. So I don't think she's that concerned with Lucius coming out of this all that well off.
Yeah,
Because otherwise she would have brought him in on the scheme, right?
possibly, unless she was just thinking about herself for that.
Yeah. I just can't decide whether I think she was behind the assassination attempt or not.
Ah,
Some days I wake up and I like, yeah, it was for sure her. Like, who else could it have been? And then other times it's like, well, no, but that doesn't track with what she's trying to do. There must be somebody else involved we're not thinking about.
yeah. Well, there was two attempts, one on Lucius and one on Orion within just a few days.
Yeah, I really want to look into the one on Orion. That's probably what I'll do next day off we have.
Sounds like a good idea. Want to look into that one on Lucius. We can compare notes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got up to where the shot was fired from, but I didn't spend a whole lot of time there, so I didn't get a chance to really look around and see if there's much clues.
Was it a well-trafficked area or?
Yeah, I was up in a high-rise. We were down on the street buying a hot dog, and somebody took a shot from like the 20th floor of a high-rise, something like that.
Okay, so any evidence might be gone by now.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's been a while.
As you guys are driving down the freeway, you'll see the well-lit and bright billboard for the new Secret of Bekeith Casino, opening this weekend.
Oh no.
It has a fun, robotic spider-looking man with a front half holding a staff as he's shaking it angrily at multiple cherries all lined up.
I see that billboard and I just reflexively like look away from it, and then I look back at it and I just can't stop looking at it until it's out of view.
People speed by as you guys are approaching the weekend. You guys still have hours left to go, but it's not heavy traffic coming into the city. But this is a different part of town than you've seen before, as you're still next to the spider forest, still hours away before entering Dusk Banter proper. What should I imagine you guys have on the radio?
I probably did not turn on the radio this time, which is, I don't know how well Keegan knows me, but that's not like me.
Yeah, you usually listening to music, but I don't think I would have turned the radio on specifically right away because as we were talking, started away. But as we see the casino sign, both our minds are going different places. With Oswald's fear and me with like, oh great, another place for my dad to show up and do something. I will turn on the radio now, actually, and see if there's a news station. I want to see if there's anything about the guy on the freeway from last night.
Okay, painting the freeway with a broom.
Yeah, Actually, Oswald, if you don't mind checking your data pad, see if there's anything about that
Sure.
guy from last night.
Yeah,
Might be
I'll look it up.
easier than hoping for a random radio or a newscast.
You hear the monotone voice of Savory Asmari, a newscaster that just handles radio shows and kind of your NPR sort of vibe.
Okay.
As you guys will cut in. As the riots continue in our ferry, as workers begin amassing outside of closed down factories and buildings, the violence is beginning to escalate. Official city representatives, including Estelle Del Rose, had this to say. As it cuts into a familiar voice to some of you,
Mhm.
as she begins to explain that these workers are once again finding reasons to hold up and stop progress. The Ferry District would be handling much better if these lazy vagabonds would stop setting fires and causing crime, and instead focus their efforts towards working. It cuts back to Savory. We will continue to update as possible as this situation escalates. Rumors, of course, in Sordai of corruption within the Seekers continue to abound, without much information yet to back it up. In world news, in the district of Grenfjord, the Korza Library has suffered a massive massacre that is currently so far dealt with 35 dead perpetuals and at least 40 more wounded.
Dang.
Unknown support to mercenary groups is believed to be the reason behind this. Amon Advancements continues with their lockdown and checking their borders, as recently Mon Air has now been denied flights into the greater Zerain area. Rumors north of Vern Isles have now confirmed that there is a large Leviathan-esque beast that is currently in the water. There are links on the website to show you the amateur video recorded on HCOM of a large Selene freighter disappearing beneath the waves. This is Savory with your top of the hour news at noon.
I don't know what's going on in the world these days.
World's a big place. I'd say kind of
But-
absent-mindedly as I'm trying to look up about this like much smaller scale story of a guy painting on the freeway with a broom.
Yeah, go and give me a computer use check.
Hooray! I do it. I got an 8.
It's unfortunately with that 8, as you're trying to look it up, between the current worker riots in the Arferi district and the Sordai seeker corruption story, the idea of a guy doing graffiti on the freeway just is not coming up. Like you're not skilled enough to find it amongst all the other noise, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would need to take a lot more time, essentially trying to take 20 to track this down.
And you're not as familiar as like Fours is with using the forums and
Hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm going on like all these clickbaity pages and finding all kinds of nonsense and then having to track down and realize like, oh, this is not real.
yeah.
Getting distracted by other things.
Guy on freeway last night.
I'll probably eventually get distracted by looking at like in-world maps of the area around Orion's business, because I'm still trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to plot geographically if there was a shooter that shot into that building, where would they have gone then? Like, what's the the natural escape path?
Okay. Yeah, I guess if you're looking at maps, let's all bust out everyone's favorite skill that comes up in every campaign that everyone's ever ran. Don't pretend it hasn't. Knowledge geography.
Ooh.
Hooray! Oh man, I got a
Holy crap.
I rolled a 20, but it's untrained, so do with that as you will. Total of 20, my mistake.
It is a great roll. You're looking around, you can probably get to about 5 or 6 buildings that make sense.
I know I'd do a lot better if I was actually out there in person checking this out.
Yeah, but these are also buildings that, based on what you're looking up, based on the height of them, they qualify for what you're looking for, but maybe you wouldn't have thought of them as targets if you were there in person.
Yeah.
Right, like once you're seeing like, okay, this building is tall enough and from this distance could make that shot, but compared to like these other buildings around it, you probably didn't even consider this one. Like, who would have shot from the top of this radio tower or things like
Right.
that, you know? So it's definitely reduced the area you'd be searching in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if Keegan doesn't break me out of my focus, this is probably how I'll just continue to spend the next few hours, is just looking at maps, and also like when I remember to, I'll like browse around other news stories and get distracted and not find anything about the guy brooming the freeway.
I won't say anything for a little while, just listen to the radio a bit more. After a while, kind of realize Oswald's not looking at the looking for the news anymore, he's looking at maps. Just let him do his thing for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. This far in, the spider forest is still technically the spider forest, but there's no spiders here. There's not the webbing that you see. Um, imagine more kind of smaller getaway villages.
Yeah, like timeshares and
Okay.
condos and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine as of right now, like as you're passing there, as you're kind of gotten out of the area that spiders would be, it's turning into more timeshare areas, though they're not well taken care of. Go ahead and give me your guys' perception.
Ooh.
Oswald? I was about to say, Oswald, you'll have a -4 because you're distracted, but
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that nat one really brings it together.
I think so too.
I got a 16.
Yeah,
Alrighty,
total of 11 with my nat 1 before
perfect.
any penalties I have for looking at a screen.
Nope, that'll do just fine. Yeah, so I mean, Keegan, you're driving. You don't have time to really focus on these things, but you do look over. And even though these kind of worn down timeshares, they aren't taken care of, right? The people probably don't use them as much anymore. So they've been repurposed into temporary housing for
Okay.
people. But you will see painted along the side of these homes that faces the freeway a symbol that does look very much like what was painted on the freeway that you saw briefly as you guys drove by. Though you still don't know what it is, you don't recognize the language, nor do you recognize what it's trying to say, as it is sloppily done. But you do see that painted in massive blue paint,
Huh.
that symbol again.
If I've got time, I want to try and take a picture of it really quick.
I mean, you're driving the car and trying to pull this
Yeah.
off while Oswald's clearly buried in this data pad. All right, you're able to snap a picture that's clear enough that you can show it off
Okay.
for other people.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to get something good, just to get an image of what it is in case it pops up again.
Billboards of saving squids and travel cat, advertisements for movies yet to come out, bands coming up and playing, large holograms and illusion spells cast to give you fun ideas of vacation spots that you may not have ever considered. All pass and illuminate the freeways as you guys keep driving here through this early part of the day.
Yep.
Eventually, I'll probably switch to reading like a Sarah McMillan pirate adventure or comic book on my screen or something.
At some point, I will. Hey, Oswald.
Mm.
When?
Yeah.
When did your parents adopt you?
I was about 10,
Okay. And you were in the orphanage the whole time before that?
as long as I can remember.
Was it a Poldrin orphanage, or did they someplace
No.
else?
No, I'm thinking back. I think the orphanage was out here somewhere. I don't think Dusk Banter, but somewhere over here. Yeah, no. My parents came down into the orphanage to, I don't know, I guess pick a kid. That's a really weird way to think about it, but I guess that's what they did. And they picked me.
Okay.
I really thought about what that must have been like from their point of view. That's really weird. Is that what people do when they adopt? They just go shopping for a kid? Is that how it works? Yeah, I mean, I figure at least in this world, most kids who end up in one of the orphanages just eventually graduate from the orphanage. Like, I think it's fairly rare that people actually get adopted from them. That's always the impression I've had.
Yeah, orphanage boarding school type thing where you just.
Yeah,
So yeah, they got you from an orphanage in Dust Banter probably.
I guess it could have been Dusk Banter. I don't really remember. I just know it was the Rayland Orphanage. I didn't get any mail or anything, so I didn't see an address.
Ah,
And they didn't really let us out to, like, explore around outside very much. But it
well,
was fine, you know, I had a place to sleep and live, and I wasn't cold, and I got fed. You know, it's a lot better than being out on the street.
indeed.
And then everything got a lot better when my parents got me.
It was really nice meeting your parents and being invited to the Festival of Families.
Yeah,
You-
my parents are pretty great.
You've got some good ones there.
What about your parents?
Well, no idea what about my mom. Dad never talked about her much, and what he said was never kind.
Hmm.
I don't even know if she's alive.
That
But
sucks.
with my dad, it was growing up on the move, living in hotels, apartments for weeks at a time, back of a car, back of a truck.
Huh.
Was a lot of moving around to where my dad would find work. Wasn't not a bad guy or like an abusive or bad father. It's just I don't think he ever wanted to be a father, and he got stuck with me, so I just kind of was there.
Okay.
And I really haven't spoken to him since I went into the military. But he messaged yesterday
Oh.
saying he needs 5,000 credits.
Oh. Is he in trouble?
I asked him where he was, and he didn't get back to me on that. I told him I didn't have that kind of money. I
Oh,
haven't heard anything back yet from him, so I might shoot another message once we stop, get into town. But I don't know if I'd even want to help him if I could at the moment.
yeah, that makes sense. I guess families can be complicated.
Yeah, I mean, the work wasn't always legal either, so I got to meet a bunch of interesting people.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right too. I know that. I don't know for sure whether everything we do is legal for Lucius. I'm sure at least most of it is, but I'm not sure that all of it is.
There's a lot of gray area when it comes to the repo contracts and what we're legally allowed to do. And with my mercenary license, that expands it.
So it's like
But
it's more gray area rather than drawing more lines.
I believe so, yeah.
Hmm.
Not that I really intend to use the full force of the mercenary license. Not really trigger happy, but
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't like hurting people either.
I don't mind hurting people. I just don't want to kill anybody.
Yeah, that makes sense too, I guess. And
Hey,
sometimes I make bad decisions or decisions too fast, I guess. And
yeah,
stuff goes sideways. People get hurt.
yeah. I mean, there's always ways to get hurt.
Yeah, but it's different if it's somebody doing it to you.
True. True. There's a difference of going out to hurt somebody versus defending yourself in a situation.
Yeah.
Then you can't be prepared for everything. Sometimes accidents happen, people get really hurt.
Yeah.
Or you
Or dead.
or dead. Yeah. But you get that in the military. Even when there
Hmm.
was no wars, missions and things happen.
I don't know if I could have done the military. That sounds way too intense.
Now it's you don't really have a choice in Corlia.
Hmm.
Mandatory for everybody. But you learn
That
skills, you
sucks.
learn trades, different avenues you can go into. They train you for everything. The military are basically unlike unlike here. Military runs ambulances, fire, police for everybody. So you get
Okay.
trained and put in places, and you're either active military or when you're done, or you find yourself a job.
Hmm.
I just wanted to get away,
Yeah, that makes sense.
so I came here.
So you don't really have a choice whether to participate or not, but because everybody participates, it gives everybody else more choices about how they're living their life in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oswald will chew on that for a bit.
As you guys drive for a bit in silence, you'll pass by a billboard for next exit Bombs for Bros. Brightly colored sign and happy looking bullet mascot.
We need to stop there.
Didn't you say you want to get more rockets or grenades or
Yeah,
rocket
even if
grenades?
I can't afford it at the moment, I want to get another rocket for this thing, and I wouldn't mind getting a demolitions kit.
Okay. I could get a slushy or something.
Awesome. So yeah, we'll take the exit and head into Bombs for Bros.
Yeah, pulling off the exit, you guys will drop into more city-esque traffic. The light of the sun shadowed by the large buildings, as you guys are now officially kind of in the Dusk Banter area. But it is not hard to pull into the parking lot for Bombs for Bros. Across the way is a small mart where you can get yourself a slushie.
This isn't the one we stopped at on the way out of town, right?
No.
Okay.
This one looks like a smaller one.
Okay. You want to get the slushie? You want to come in with me, or?
Yeah, I'll go get a slushy.
Okay, I'll head into Bombs for Bros. I'll take the rocket launcher with me.
Okay.
Like I need rocket in this.
It's like taking the light bulb to the hardware store. It's like I need this type of light bulb, please.
But yeah, as you enter into the Bombs for Bros, everyone's favorite local area, BFB.
Woo!
Yeah, you'll be approached by the human lady. You'll see on her name tag, it says Darlene, and she'll welcome to Bombs for Bros. How can we help? Behind the
Hey.
counter, you see a smaller Lykel, and she's wearing like 8 different sets of earrings on both sides of ears, and their name tag says Harixa.
Okay. I'll say good afternoon. I am looking to get some extra rockets for this. And I will walk over and put it on the counter.
Amazing.
Yeah, Darlene will come up and take a look, as well Harixa will stand up and peek over at it. Oh, interesting. Yeah, not a problem. We have those. How many are you looking to buy today?
I'm also interested in a demolitions kit. I'd like to get some prices.
Is this an entertainment demolitions kit, or is this going to be used for business?
Business.
Amazing.
Yeah, if you're looking for your basic claymore, we have those for 2,500 credits. If you're
Okay.
looking for kind of build it yourself fragmentation demolition kits, those are going for 1,000 credit.
Okay. What about the rockets?
Are you looking for just your standard rocket, or are you looking for a static one?
Let's go with standard.
Okay. Yeah, we have those going right now. They are at 600 credits, though you can buy 2, get 1 free.
Okay. Okay. So get a kit and 2 rockets, 1 free?
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound doable?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Cool. That makes sense. It's been a while since Lucius has explicitly paid us.
Perfect. Other than that, is there anything else that we can help you with today?
No, I think that's it.
Harixa, of course, will offer. Could we sign you up for the Bombs for Bros reward program?
Do you have a punch card?
Does it cost anything, or is it just my information?
Just your information.
It's not going to get sold to Amon or anything, is it?
Their silence confirms your suspicions.
I'll sign it up with the with bold requisitions number and address.
Just put Lucius in there.
Across the street, as Oswald dodges between a few vehicles, you'll enter in, hearing that familiar ding as you go into the mart. The halfling behind the counter lowers their newspaper before he puts it back up.
All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get 2 big slushies. One of them cola for me, and one of them that's a mix of cherry and blue raspberry for Keegan. And probably grab some food too, like some snacky stuff. One of those terrible, like, convenience store sandwiches.
The kind where they put all the toppings on the edge of the sandwich so it looks
Yeah,
good when you open it.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, I'll get a couple of those too. Like a bag of chips, like one of the, like a big bag of chips.
Perfect. Yeah. The halfling will give you back your change as you head out. A couple people will walk by as you go back across the street to meet up with Keegan.
And Keegan his slushy.
I will finish putting the boxes in the back of the wrecker and take the slushy. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I got a sandwich in here too for you if you want it.
Oh, sweet.
And
Thanks.
some chips to share. I'll do that like annoying thing where I won't open the bag of chips like the way that you ought to. I'll just like go and we'll you know,
It's
like
a-
we're in a junior high cafeteria.
Sounds good. I signed us up for the rewards program at Bond for Bros.
Oh, how does that work? I'm like eating a terrible ham sandwich.
We buy enough bonds, we get rewards points.
Okay. Well, how many rewards points do you need for a bomb?
I don't know. It's always kind of ambiguous. So if you're ever at Bonds for Bros, use the bold requisitions number.
I'm only half listening. I'll kind of shrug. I'm opening up my sandwich to put a bunch of chips inside the sandwich.
Cutting through the city here, you're getting more directed advertisements, new signs for the latest HCOM, soon to be available. Advertisements for various personal Hedron vehicles, brands, and styles. But you will see also the now beginning to be common propaganda of remember to keep a watchful eye out for things like Prism and other dangerous beings. Amon cares. Amon wants you safe.
That gives me a warm fuzzy feeling inside. Amon wants us safe.
I don't think I would react too strongly one way or the other to that. It's like, oh, okay, Amon thinks there's these bad guys called Prism out there. Whatever. I've never seen a Prism.
I think Gore had trouble finding anything on Prism too, so it's just kind of this nebulous Prism.
Maybe Amon's just making them up.
It must be something if Amon's doing all this propaganda for it. I mean,
Nah. Amon does this kind of thing sometimes, don't they? They like just make shit up so they can like stir people up and pass some new law that gets them an advantage and 5% in the stock market or something.
well, that's why we count as a house now.
Yeah, see? So maybe this is some more of that. Or maybe Prism's a real thing, like you never know.
Yeah. At the moment, it's not even on our radar. So let's, if we see anything, report it.
Yeah. If I have to fight a Prism, then I'll care.
You can see the graffiti starting of people drawing on these posters, these warning posters. People, spray painting across buildings that are being cleaned. Fuck Saint Arcani, fuck Amon. Occasionally you will see graffiti for Meshgal, images of a blue flower on fire. But this is part of the city that you guys don't normally come to, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is obviously, of course, closer to where the gang's mood is, so it makes sense you're going to see more of this.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But yeah, where are you guys off to first?
Oswald, if you don't mind checking the addresses, we see which is closer, whether we get to Bishop Alchemy or the Vancian Investments.
All right. Yep. I'll look those up and see which one is closer.
Yeah, looks like Fancy Investments is closer than Bishop Alchemy is.
Sweet. Then I don't have to lie to Keegan.
We will stop there on the way to Bishop Alchemy then.
All right. Isn't it getting to be evening at this point? Like not quite sundown, but close.
You guys had left pretty early after breakfast. About
Okay, never mind then.
5 to 6 hours of driving. So you guys now are pushing about 3 or 4 p.m.
Okay, cool.
Getting caught in that Friday traffic now.
Man, Friday traffic's the worst. Can't get any momentum on my board.
Following to the address, you'll find a large office building. Looks like Vancian Investments is on the 5th floor.
All right.
All right.
We got a plan here, or are we just going in and looking around? We're asking questions. I don't know.
Help me get my armor on.
Okay.
I'm not putting anything past.
Yep, I will help you put your armor on.
I don't need to drive in it, but I'd rather wear it in if we're looking at stuff.
Yeah.
But I think the plan is just to check out what the address is, whether it's an actual front or just an address or just a door or see what's here.
Yeah, and we know Matilda, quote unquote, owns Vancian Investments. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, but we also know that it's not necessarily even a real business.
Also correct.
So okay, yeah, that makes sense. Armor up. Tracks for me.
Okay.
Guess we go up to the front door or the door of the office building and see if it's unlocked.
It's before 5 o'clock on a Friday in an office building. Yeah, you walk right in. A front desk person will look up for a moment, make the eye contact as though they have questions, but if you guys look like you know where you're going, they're not going to
Yep.
stop you.
And we'll head to the elevators and look for. Is there one of those boards that say where it's at?
Yep.
Like suite number.
Yep.
Okay. 5th floor, suite 506.
Yeah, the standard Amon jingle plays in the background, as this is an Amon owned building.
They own the building and rent the spaces out.
Correct.
Yeah, makes sense.
As you guys arrive at the 5th floor, it is fairly quiet up here and empty, except for a distant HCOM you can hear going off, muffled behind doors.
Like ringing.
Yes.
Okay. We'll head over to 506.
Mm-hmm. I look up as we exit the elevator. Because we were just talking about this.
Alrighty. Yeah, as you look up, you see that styrofoam paneling thing that all these buildings have and the luminescence of halogen lights.
Yeah, I squint at it because I know that's probably a drop ceiling and there still could be something hiding up there.
As you guys approach Suite 506, go ahead and give me your perception checks.
I knew it. I am going to spot a monster in the ceiling.
Good old ceiling monsters.
Total of 27.
7. I rolled a 1.
As long as we trade off who gets the ones, we should be okay.
As long as one of us is saying something. So I'm focusing on other things, not the fancy investments.
Yeah, Keegan is approaching slowly with methodical intent, military training, ready for action. Oswald in his panic state, looking for monsters that may or may not be there.
Oh, they're there. It's just a question of whether or not I'll see them.
So between the slightly opaque glass that sections off where Vancy Investments is, you can see it on the door, the big VI. You'll catch a glimpse of somebody is in that room, in that office area, right? Like if you were to open that door and walk into the suite, there should be somebody in there. Keegan does not recognize this, but you can tell that the ringing is coming from in here.
Okay, so it looks like there's a person in there.
Yes, and as you guys approach,
all right,
with that 27, you can definitely see that person stops moving.
I grab Keegan's shoulder because I imagine Keegan's in front of me right now, like just kind of like walking towards the door.
Yeah.
I reach up, and grab your shoulder, and I'll just signal to you, like I'll hold up a finger, like hold on a second.
Okay.
And I want to go check the door for any evidence that it's been forced.
As you take a look at it, it does not look like it has been forced in any way.
Are the lights on in the office?
They are.
Okay.
I'm gonna seeing Oswald acting like this. I'm gonna pull out my pistol.
Yeah, in the background. Bring, 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 bring.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can like point at the figure that we can kind of see through the translucent glass and make sure that Keegan is tracking that they're there.
Yeah, pointed out, Keegan, you can see that shape. You can see that humanoid shape that seems to be trying to stay still / move behind the desk.
Okay.
Yeah. You got a sliver at some point, right, Keegan? We did get this happen?
Yeah, we've got a sliver. We can speak to each other now without being out loud.
Yeah, I was like, that whoever that is, they were moving around until we got in the hallway, and now they're trying to, I don't know, be still and hide or something.
Do you want to go in with me kicking the door in and just.
Well,
They're not answering the phone either.
yeah, which means they don't work there, or they're ignoring a call. It doesn't look like the door's been forced, but it could have been just unlocked. I'm worried that if we go in normal like, that they're gonna bolt. They're gonna go out a window and just run. But I'm also worried that if we kick down the door, that we're just,
So,
you know,
small side thing. Do I understand that Oswald believes that someone's going to jump out the 5th floor window?
yes,
Because Oswald could.
because he's seen that happen before. For all he knows, this is the assassin again. Or it's that mysterious figure he saw flying around above the streets of Duskbanter, which may be the same person. So, yeah, Oswald totally believes that whoever's in this office might jump out a 5th floor window.
Just had to make sure.
We don't even know if the door's locked, do we?
I will try and open the door quietly. Like, if it's unlocked, I'll try and turn the handle and, like, try and open it slowly.
The handle slowly turns and unlocks.
I will level off my pistol and walk in. Yeah. This is way more than we thought we were going to find, so I will level off my pistol and kind of look in.
As you walk into the well-lit suite, you see there is a desk here, fold-out table. Upon that table, an HCOM that is tethered into the system, so it's a landline, as a stapler will come flying across at you, bouncing off the door near your shoulder as the olive-skinned woman with red hair screams in panic at you're in tactical armor with a pistol.
Yeah.
And sitting on the desk in front of her is an unwrapped wine basket.
Okay.
Oswald,
Uh-huh.
you have seen this woman before? Once, maybe twice? This is Lauren Moldest, Matilda Estebold's assistant.
Okay. I will grab Keegan's arm and say, it's okay. She's not a threat, I don't think.
Okay.
She holds the ruler in a threatening fashion, as well as a pen in her offhand.
I will holster my pistol and put my hands up like, sorry.
Yeah. Lauren, hi. We work for Lucius, Matilda's brother.
Yeah, she'll lower her makeshift weapons and fours.
No, I'm Oswald. And this is Keegan. I don't think you've met Keegan. He's new.
Hello.
Yes, hello, sorry about the stapler.
Sorry about the pistol.
Sorry about being creepy.
Yeah, she'll visibly relax and get in, close the door.
Okay.
Okay.
And she'll stand in front of the desk, kind of blocking view of the wine basket, and she adjusts kind of her blouse and dress a little bit, and welcome to Fancy Investments. How can I help you both?
I'm like clearly trying to like lean around and look behind her at the wine basket.
She does that thing where she kind of leans with you,
It's like,
which gives Keegan a full view of the wine basket.
right.
So it looks like Lucius and Matilda are in the same boat?
Well, we already knew that.
I know, but she's being cagey.
Who, Matilda or Lauren?
The one
Yeah.
standing in front of the basket.
Oh God, what if this is Matilda who's put on a disguise to look like Lauren?
I think she'd be bitchier to us.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But yeah, Lauren will just under a lot of pressure right now. What are you guys doing here?
Look at Keegan like I'm not really sure how much information to share with this person.
Yeah, I didn't expect to find anybody here.
We got a basket too, and we heard that maybe you guys had, or were gonna, and we thought maybe we'd kind of compare notes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a diplomacy.
Oh, good. I did put a rank in this, I think. Did I put a rank in this? I did put a rank in this.
That's good,
Oh.
because I'm not good at it.
Okay. I got an 18. Hooray.
Okay. Yeah, we're all assistants here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Assistant, bodyguard, assistant, yeah, but
Yeah, Lauren. All right. Yeah, I mean, but you guys had that dinner, right? Matilda told me it went well.
Really?
it didn't change anything.
I mean, I guess it didn't go bad, but Matilda didn't really seem like she had a good time.
She's still working through a lot of stuff. Her therapist says she's doing better.
Huh.
That's good.
Okay. But yeah, no, the dinner was about the basket we got.
Oh, okay. I mean, we haven't opened this one yet, so technically it hasn't started for us yet.
Yeah, I know. There's a whole like timing thing and a clock involved, and yeah, that's kind of part of why we wanted to compare notes, I guess.
The arcane seal on the wine lets you know when it's open to start the
Yeah.
clock. That's partially why I'm here, is because Matilda asked me while she went to take care of some personal business to get rid of the wine basket. And I don't know what to do.
Does it work that way? Can you? Guess I don't know.
I mean, yes and no, right? Like, what if I bury this somewhere and somebody breaks it and then it turns on the enchantment? Or what if I hand this off to somebody and they open it and then it starts the clock and we don't know the clock started?
Right.
Uh,
Why
how
not?
long has Matilda been gone?
She got back from her vacation a little bit ago, and then she said she had something to do north of Sordai. She said she and her friend were going to go find a shrine.
Okay. Did she when she said what I'm thinking about, Lauren, is I wonder if Matilda wasn't so much asking you to get rid of the wine basket as she was just transferring the wine basket to you. I don't know how these things work, so I don't know if that's even a thing you can do, but that would be pretty awful.
She'd have to fire me because I work for her. So if I open it, it's
Well-
still her problem.
Unless she gives you the company.
Right, but if she gives me the company, then they'd have to give me another wine basket.
Would they?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
think
if
that's
it's
one of the
addressed
things
to
in the
Vancy
rules.
Investments, then
But if the company changes hands,
especially if that happens before you open the basket, right? If you open the wine bottles, this seems like maybe this could work, or maybe you could argue that it works in a court or something. I don't know. You didn't sign any like paperwork? Do you think maybe she gave you the company, Lauren? Like before she skipped town? Like is that a thing that maybe could have happened?
is the phone still ringing?
The phone is still ringing behind you guys.
Okay.
I mean, I could check. We could check. We'd have to catch the registry, but Fancy Investments isn't a registered company. That's the problem. It wasn't supposed to be a company yet. Matilda
Right.
hadn't finished moving the debt around for Xavier and Lucius.
Right.
Well, it can't be open now, right?
Well, right. That's, I mean,
Yeah, that's the whole problem.
correct. And lying about
But-
a company would get Matilda put away for a long time.
Well, only if it's her name associated with the company.
Right, but
If the paperwork hasn't been filed yet, then her name isn't associated with any paperwork yet, right?
her work with Bold Financial, she's been approving a lot of loans for Vancian Investments.
But that's all work she's done for Bold Financial.
Correct.
That doesn't tie her to Vancian.
Not until they come looking for it, of course, right?
And find you here by yourself with a wine basket. Are you okay, Lauren? I'm worried for you.
Who's on the phone, or who keeps calling?
She'll look at you and people. I mean, we set this up so they have a number to call, but it doesn't go anywhere. We check the messages once a month or so.
And why were you so on edge?
Well, because I don't know what to do with this thing. And she points at the wine basket, like, I'm getting rid of this thing.
Okay.
and the phone's ringing, and you guys broke in here with guns.
Well, we opened the door, but yeah.
And
You know
then I
your
guess-
door's not locked, right?
Well, I didn't think anyone would be coming to the office of my boss's fake company at 5 o'clock on Friday.
That's fair.
Plus, this all would have been fine had Toger Crow not eaten shit on the news.
What's Toger Crow got to do with it?
A lot of the money that he ended up investing and stealing was going to be paid out to companies that the lawsuit and everything was supposed to eventually come back to us.
Oh, it's a big money laundering thing. This was going to wipe out Toger's debt, and he was going to be in the clear. Vancian was going to get paid for it because they're just a front. Everybody winds up happy except for the people that Toger actually owes money to.
Right. And Matilda and I worked out that because Vancian would get this payout, the excess wealth there would get rid of the debt that Xavier and Lucius had.
Well, maybe. Or you just gets funneled back out and just rinse and repeat. Just let Vancian keep doing that.
Once we make Vancian a company, Bold Financial can purchase it and collect from the loans that it had already loaned out to these people at a new interest rate.
Yes. I don't know. I didn't go to school for any of this stuff. This all sounds super shady to me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, me as the player, it's like, no, that's not what's going on here at all, Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren will look at you and, well, of course it's super shady. All of this is fine until you get caught.
Well, you've been caught. somebody caught you by giving you the basket.
I don't know if they caught us.
They had to have. Like, otherwise there wouldn't be Vancian Investments written on that card.
Well,
Right.
doesn't
But if they knew we weren't a company, why didn't they just turn us in?
right? Storm owes a lot of money to Vancian Investments, so he can acquire the company. His debt goes away,
Mm-hmm.
so he might not even know it's a front company. He just wants his debt to be gone.
Yeah, because you can't owe money to yourself.
Right.
That's still weird, though, because then, like, why the timing? Why is he going after 3 companies at once?
He's an ambitious man.
Yeah,
He figured we'd all just roll over and say, okay.
but even so, why not do it one at a time?
I don't know, his own hubris. Like, let's just do this.
Plus, that doesn't explain the connection between Vancian Investments and Bold Requisitions. You know, the whole Matilda Lucius connection. Like, he must know that a connection of some kind exists there. It's too wild of a coincidence for him to be going after 2 companies owned by a brother and a sister and not know that they're connected.
He knows they're siblings. Maybe he's thinking if he has bold requisitions, he has more leverage for fancy investments.
Lauren would kind of step in at that, like, so it is implied through the Vancian contract that Bold Requisitions will collect any debts outstanding.
Oh,
So if Orion owes money to Vancian Investments and doesn't pay Bold, we are supposed to go collect.
Yes,
okay.
Matilda was going to pay you, of course.
Of course, but does Lucius know this?
I'll kind of look at you and shrug.
Lauren kind of looks at both of you and does that slight head tilt of like, no. I mean, it never was supposed to come to this, right?
Right.
Yeah, but this is where we're at now.
Yes, this is where we're at, Oswald.
Okay, how about this, Lauren? Can we see whatever paperwork you got as far as like how far Vancian got towards becoming a real company and the nature of the contracts they've got with Orion, especially? Like, let's get some paperwork here because we're trying to figure out a way to get out of this without, going to war.
All the paperwork's at Matilda's condo.
Of course it is.
Do you know when Matilda's coming back?
She said she wouldn't be gone more than a day or 2.
Okay. And are you going to be here the whole time she's gone with the basket?
Good God.
Lauren kind of looks at you exasperated, like, I thought about that. Maybe. I mean, there's a bathroom down the hallway. I just needed to figure out what to do.
How about...
There's nothing in this office but you and that HCOM and that basket. Like, there's no paperwork in the... Like, this is just... There's no paperwork in the cabinets. There's nothing.
She looks a little annoyed, but I mean, I have a stapler, a ruler, pen, a desk, 2 chairs, a table.
But nothing in the desk, right?
She'll pull out like blank papers and...
Sure. It's probably got like letterhead on it, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. And this HCOM, it's here, but you never answer it.
Uh-huh.
How about we take you and the basket
Uh-huh.
to Bold Requisitions, and you spend the weekend there till Matilda gets back.
You could even leave a little note for her on some of that nice letterhead you've got.
I think there's an extra room or 2.
There's at least a cot.
And the basket will be safe there.
Yeah, we'll put it next to ours.
She seems to be liking the idea here, but I am going to need diplomacy. One of you can aid, whoever wants to take lead on it.
I think it makes sense that Keegan rolls because it was his idea, so I'm just
Oh,
kind of like I'm just like nodding along. I know mechanically it makes way more sense for me to do the roll, but this was your proposal, so I think it's your roll.
It was... Oh, God.
You can do it. I got a 15 to successfully aid.
And I got a 9.
She responds back like, I don't think I could do that. That sounds bad, right? Like, we can't take the basket out of here.
I don't know why not.
And plus, go to Bold Requisitions.
I mean, if the seal is still intact, Bold Requisitions already... I mean, we're already in it, so now we're not in it, but not the war yet, so...
Yeah, there's already people there. There's nothing tying you or this basket to staying here in this office.
She kind of starts pacing back and forth between the fold-out table and the desk.
I mean, you haven't done anything yet because you're worried, right? You're worried something's going to happen.
Yeah, and there's people out there. She said somebody tried to kill Lucius.
Uh-huh.
Like, what if somebody's watching and waiting out there? What if they followed you?
I don't think they would have followed us. We didn't come from the office.
My initial reaction is to say, well, that's ridiculous. And then like a split second later, I'm like, it's not ridiculous. And I'll walk over to the window and look. Yeah, she pulled the correct string in Oswald's brain.
I think it's important that you come with us. That way you're not sitting in here by yourself with a basket waiting to get, jumped while you're on your own.
Yeah, if they're gonna come after you, they can do it here just as easily as anywhere else.
You're playing a little bit more into her fears, so I'd say you can give me an intimidate.
Ugh,
You want me to intimidate? You aid me?
sure.
16.
Got a 19 to 8.
With the previous stalemate with the diplomacy, she does think about it and, yep, and she'll step back and aside and here's the basket. I guess.
Carry it if you want.
Yes,
My
please.
first basket I've carried. It's not even my second basket I've carried.
We got to make a stop first, but no, we're gonna go. We'll go straight to bold
Yeah,
requisition
I'm like
first.
no.
Sit in the car.
Yeah, sit in the car in this parking lot with the basket on your lap. I'm sure it'll be fine. We're just gonna go.
You're not going to
knock
bring her on the stakeout?
No, maybe, but not with the basket.
No. She is the stakeout. We're not gonna bring her on the burglary.
Yeah, we'll go to bold requisitions HQ first.
Yeah. We can call ahead and tell Barry we're coming.
Bring in company.
I'm sure Barry and Lauren have exchanged semi-formal correspondence before, since they're both in that kind of role for their respective companies.
It is a bit of a drive. Of course, you guys have been driving all day, but it's not necessarily that hard. It's about an hour or so to get to bold requisitions, about half an hour to get back with afternoon traffic. Barry and Gore will look very surprised to see Lauren come in, as Lauren will wave and, hey, Gore, and Lauren. She will compliment his shoes, and he'll be watching Oswald with a basket of like, are you kidding me? We got another one?
No, it's hers. Well, it's Matilda's. They haven't opened it yet, so don't open it yet.
Yeah. Barry, do you have a good spot we can put this where it won't get messed with? Make sure Cobbler doesn't get at it.
Cobbler's a good boy. He's not going to open a bottle of wine.
He might break the seal on the, messing around with stuff.
But Barry will carefully grab it from you, Oswald, and I'll find a place for this.
Thank you, Barry.
Thanks, Barry.
Yeah, Barry will give you both a very concerned look, because it's very clear that you guys are bandaged.
And we don't have Lucius War 4s with us.
I mean, how much am I supposed to assume as like not even the most senior employee reporting to Lucius that he actually tells his people what's going on? Like, this is not my job, man.
We left yesterday, the four of us. We come back, two of us with a basket and Lauren. And we're bandaged up.
That's right. We found somebody selling magic beans, and we traded Lucius for them.
Gore would tell Lauren to, hang out in the conference room. Barry, we're going to go get coffee.
Yeah.
That was always allowed.
Gore, before you go, did you get any more information on the other two companies?
So when you hear back from him on those?
Okay. The drone shop and the construction company.
Daybreak Modifications and Crossman Construction.
Yes, thank you.
I haven't heard too much back from him yet.
Okay. I guess it was just this morning you called us.
I have traced, though, that Crossman Construction was tied with Madame Sangari.
In the last house war?
Yeah, it was one of the subsidiary companies that she had a controlling stake in.
Who has it now?
Yeah, she lost the house war, right?
Yeah, she lost the house war to Avori.
Okay, so Avori owns it.
Avori, before he died, had put everything in his lawyer's name in the event that he lost the war, so Sangari couldn't have it.
And who was his lawyer?
Xavier Estebold.
Okay, thank you, Gore.
Yep.
You can go get some coffee now.
Hell yeah.
It's a pleasure meeting you, Lauren. Are you going with him?
She'll sit down and no, I think I'll just wait here for now. I've got to send Matilda a very long message.
Barry, if we have a spare room, could we set it up for her? She's going to be staying the weekend.
Yes, absolutely. And he'll ask you, do you guys have a plan on when you're coming back?
No. Tomorrow, maybe?
We're hoping to be back, tonight or tomorrow.
Very well. So, yeah, we will set up a room for her.
Guess we'll head back to the wrecker.
Yeah.
You'll see Gore happily walking down the street, typing away on his phone, as he'll take a left to go get coffee at the local Bah Humburger.
God, God, that's not the right place to get coffee from, Gore. What the hell are you doing?
You go to Good Bears before we get out of here?
weren't they closing up because they were worried about the house war?
No,
That's right. Sure. Let's get dinner at Goodberry's.
okay.
Sabrina and Vesper will be definitely a little not confused, but surprised to see you guys here this late,
Mm-hmm.
as they will hand you for the first time that you've ever seen the dinner menu.
I'm like looking it over, trying to find the omelet section.
If you guys say you want an omelet, they'll make one.
I'd like the biggest steak they got.
They can do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm trying to think about like what kind of diner dinner Oswald would be inclined towards.
Between burgers, grilled fish, you see it's, I mean, they are halflings, so it's a lot of the halfling cuisine that you're used to from your neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Various kind of savory pies.
Yeah, I'll get some kind of pie, some kind of savory pie, like with some kind of curry inside it.
Okay. Sabrina won't ask any questions, but she'll bring over food and place hot sauce and drinks. And
Everything okay here, Sabrina?
yeah, so far everything's been fine. It's been pretty quiet.
It's good. We're trying to keep it that way. I don't know if we're succeeding. I don't know.
A little worried about the Saman kind of crackdown or lockdown. We'll have to wait till that's over, I guess, to get the kids back.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, that sucks. I didn't even think about that. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, I guess they just left today, though, right? Today? Yesterday? I don't even know what day it is. Had yesterday.
Yesterday morning.
Mhm.
Well, if it ends up being a problem, let me know. I can talk to my folks. They work for Mon Air. Maybe they can do something. Maybe we can find some kind of alternate flight or something.
Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. Where's everybody else?
Still up north. They're working. We got more work on our plate than we can handle, so we're doing multiple things at once. Me and Keegan are down here checking out some leads on a different job.
Okay.
A lot of driving.
Driving.
Do you guys finish up your meal? They'll give you a to-go bag with some fries and sauces.
Thank you.
It's getting close to the end of the night, and there's some leftover ones, so rather see them go to good use.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, and a couple of large coffees if you guys are going back into the city for work.
Yep. I'll
Fantastic.
take that coffee.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Crunchy. And I'll like shout back to the kitchen.
Hey, Karashi.
You lean back and yeah.
Yeah, and we could probably send a text to Lucius saying, something like, yeah, just giving him an update on what happened with the VI stuff, right? Saying Matilda's out of town. She's investigating some shrine in the north with a friend. We don't know who. They did get a basket, but they haven't opened it yet. The basket and Matilda's assistant, Lauren, are now at Boulder Acquisitions HQ. Yeah. Back on the road, I guess.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. Like, rate, review, subscribe, all that fun jazz. Can't believe we've been doing this for a year now. Anyways, thanks so much. Our opening and closing is by Nylor, the Dweller on the Threshold. You also heard Drifting, as well as the fun phone sound was from Mabel Amber from Pixabay. Alright, bye!